abusia mo bi akwa ba de ba akroma TV GH so yaw amo mensa enimedin enche bia na ye onuyamfo Alan Kwadwo Chiremanten origin from Osunkoku Amoyoko NPP presidential race numu na enumu na ne kasamafo eyeye Hon.Catherina Afeku wode beto Ghana mountain so say papa na resign dia and the obetru support e dia ma onuyamfo Dr. Bawumia na nsemu ye be ye de dwa Ghana mountain so na wosanso e dia to Ghana mountain so say wone onuyamfo eye yawo aben asamoa na ono so ye kasamafo edema Alan Kwadwo Chiremanten ekasa pa edi nkomo ebobo ho edwene ho emu se ampa Dr. Bawumia na esefata se otu franka emo Osunkoku Amoyoko no se on betimi abeki the 89 nti ono ni decision na eye bold one na eno na ama Microphone ekeka ho sem keka ede niema bebre etoto Ghana mountain so abusu yan kwene nkutie ma me no isan seka kumuhi kunu anu yan kwene nkutie nsem na yemresese ya
listeners across the world.
Why are you trending?
I think I took a bold decision, and in our political space there are things you do that you could become infamous, or there are things you do and you could be remembered for being courageous. So the verdict is out there. The jury should decide. But I think it was a bold decision that I've taken. And
let's have a look at the video of Catherine Afeku's expressions on radio. Adom radio, I believe it was 106.3. Have a look.
Mene empenifo edin komo mada madwen me ankasa no me some party, but I have to make a decision, and I throw my support, my energy, my talent, everything to Dr. Bawumia. I have decided to use my energy, my talent, my speaking skills, and my personality. Mene empenifo edin komo mada madwen me ankasa no me some party, but I have to make a decision, and I throw my support, my energy, my talent, everything to Dr. Bawumia. I have decided to use my energy, my talent, my speaking skills, and my personality.
Okay, so why was this surprising to people? It was because Catherine Afeku had been a key member of the Honorable Alan Kwadwo Chiremanten's campaign. Is that not so?
Yes, and as of a week today, the Honorable Alan Kwadwo Chiremanten told the world, including Ghana, that he has stepped out of the race. And as a matured politician as I am, I support the party. The principles is development in freedom. I support the New Patriotic Party. And once in every century, you get women of valor, of substance, who stand up and speak their mind. And I would like to humbly think I'm one of them. If the one I support has stepped out of the race, I should not follow to step out of the race. I came out principally to support the NPP. And I looked at the plethora of the men of valor, the men who have put themselves up to contest, to lead Ghana. And out of the four, all of them are willing, capable, and way better as an alternative to NDC. But I choose, and it's my democratic right. Article 17 supports it. It is my right to choose who I would like to follow in the New Patriotic Party.
Did it come to you what role were you playing in Alan Chiremanten's campaign?
I was a deputy spokesperson, but he's no longer.
Who was your boss in the space?
Yabwabin, and actually spoke with him even a minute before I sat down in the studio. So I conferred.
So you told Yabwabin that you are going to say that you are out of the campaign?
No, not
there's no campaign now.
There is no campaign. No, I told him I was going to make a choice. I even told him the choice.
Okay.
And I was just
what did he say to you?
He said, go ahead. I mean, I don't need his permission per se.
I get that.
You understand? I'm above 18. I'm a voter, but it's just out of respect.
But did the Alan Chiremanten withdrawal come to you as a surprise?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
You were hoping he will run on November 4th?
That's the whole business of being in politics. But then 24 hours could be a year in political season. So
how did you hear that Mr. Chiremanten was not going to continue the contest?
He sat down with us.
Oh, he did?
He sat down with us, yes.
You didn't challenge it? Nobody challenged it?
Those are... I think
private matters.
Yeah, I think I would like to. But in fairness to his stature in the party, he sat down with us. Specifically, those of us contesting, those in parliament, those who are ministers of state. So he gave us that kind of respect. He did. He did.
Was he sad?
I would not want to delve into that. I'm here to focus on Catherina Afeku and the reason why I took a bold decision to support the party and to support the contender, which in my humble opinion could clinch this victory and take us to the next level of breaking the 8.
So the main reason why you are throwing your weight behind Dr. Bawumia is that Alan-Kyerematen is out.
Precisely.
If Alan-Kyerematen was in, you continue to support him.
That shows loyalty, of course. Anybody who thinks we are vacillating, they don't understand politics. Yes, Hon.Catherina was in the game, and everybody in the country saw me. As a principle, I'm loyal to the people you follow, but it is not the person that I follow the party. So if the person is not in, you can't have your ego overshadow the party. The party is supreme. So the gentleman has stepped out, and he's told you this is his stance. As a patriot, I move, and I can't just be floating about. Then it means you don't have a spine.
But you are a former member of parliament and currently a parliamentary contestant.
Yes.
You are challenging the seat for
NPP, but I'm not the only one.
You're not the only one. So there's a primary election when?
Yeah, we haven't decided the date. I mean, the General Secretary said it's between now till December 3rd. But I think the region will have that discretion to choose the date. But I'm not even worried about the contest. I've been through it 4 times. The female candidate who will see to it that I win. So it has nothing to do with the selection of who becomes a presidential candidate. My choice is to support Dr. Bawumia. It has no bearing on what happens in Evaluate Ajomorojora. That politics is local. And they need somebody who's formidable, who's experienced, who has humility, but with service. So I feel very confident that I will. But, you know, there is no point in being in parliament if you're in opposition. I've been there. And I know the challenges. So it will be in my own interest to ensure that the NPP retains the mandate of the Ghanaian, breaks the 8, and continues with policies and programs that will support the agenda of development in all constituencies, including Evaluate Ajomorojora. So the choice is not based on anything but as a patriot, because the competition will come. It's not the first time I'll be in competition. In 2008, I was contested. The current MC in my constituency was my contender. In 2012, I was contested by a professor, and I was actually a bit scared, Professor Noku, who was the UDS Vice Chancellor, and I beat all of them. 2016, I went unopposed, and in 2020, I nearly got contested, but the gentleman could not file the processes. So it's nothing new.
But NDC have the seat now.
They do. Evaluate, Paul, you know, is a flip and a swing. Nobody has ever gone twice in a row. So it's just like Lejokuku. 92, we had Kojama. 96, no, 92, we had a gentleman.
The one that didn't happen.
Yeah, it did. It did. We had NCP.
Didn't get into parliament.
He was.
NCP won it.
NCP won the seat.
Then Nkrumah's party.
NCP. 96, we had Kojama, CPP. And 2000, we had Edith Hazel, NDC. 204, we had a return of CPP Kojama. 208, first time, you had NPP Catherina Afeku. 2012, we had NDC, Tanichi Kesi. 2016, you had the return of Catherina Afeku. And 2020, we have a young man called Noku, Akon Noku. So it's a seat that is up for grabs. So it has no bearing who becomes your presidential candidate. It's your merit, your experience, and your fortitude. So my being here, and I will tell the people of Ghana how I'm related to you, is to let the people of Ghana know that I have thrown my support behind Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And there is a good reason for doing that.
If Alan-Kyerematen makes another statement tomorrow and says that, well, he's not running, but he's throwing his weight behind Kennedy in Japan, for instance, will that put your position in sort of conflict with his? Absolutely not, Paul. Then that deviates from the constitutional mandate and rights that I have. I'm above 21. I have made my decision, and I will not vacillate. That will be his choice, and I will respect that. But I will not be flipping and doing yo-yo. I'm a woman of substance, a 2-term member of parliament. Ask you this question. I have my own mind to make my own decision. When left the race, there was a statement that we had also used here. It was authored by Samuel Oku. And in that statement, he mentioned you personally, Samuel Oku, and invited you to come on board the campaign. Is this a response to that statement? It is partly a response, but I had to make my own decision. It wasn't as if
Mr. Wuku, a good friend of mine, was coercing me. He threw out an invite to all of us.
Yeah, but he mentioned you personally.
Not me alone. He
yeah,
mentioned
a few others. But he mentioned you first.
Yes, but it has nothing to do with the hierarchy, Paul. It played a role because he showed maturity and he also showed leadership, that we are all in the same party. It's an internal contest.
He said he misses you.
Well,
you and all the other people. He said so.
Yeah, and
he
I
misses you.
Too.
Come back, let's do it again.
Yes.
We've done it before, we can do it again. He said all that.
He did. Yeah. And indeed, I met him. But I'd like to put on record that his invitation is not the only reason that got me to support, because I have to have my own deliberations, consultation. And I insist his role, his call, his outreach played a role, but I had to confer with my leaders and 80% of my constituents. There will be 20% who will not be happy. But politics is not for the faint-hearted. People will criticize, people will not be happy because they will feel that you are taking the wind out of their sail. But Paul, I can assure you, I have made up my mind, and we will go through the length and breadth of this nation and ensure that candidate Bawumia clinches victory and takes Ghana to the next level.
On November 4th or
on November
2024?
The first race is November 4th. So the energy, the focus is to ensure that out of the 4 capable, qualified contenders, he will take the lead, because that also gives the edge. You saw the oomph and the excitement in the super delegates, and then you build upon that. But you also have to see that you're doing it for the party. You are not doing it for a person. And that's where people get confused. They get attached to the process and not the goal. The goal is to break the 8. And you need a vehicle. And that vehicle is a person that I believe strongly can take us there. And it's my decision.
The NDC says if you break the 8, the physical 8, you get 2 zeros. If you have the 8 and you break it, you get 2 zeros.
I heard that from a colleague, Poku. He said, you NPP, Catherine, you and your people will break at 8. That's the beauty of politics. But
anyway, so given the circumstance right now of you joining Dr. Bawumia's campaign and going forward, it looks like you have demonstrated some leadership already, because this morning on Good Morning Ghana, get me that tape, Sly, your colleague in the Alan camp, also announced something similar to what Catherine Afeku announced yesterday. Here's a video of what he said.
My constituency executives, people within and without, I think that I'm making a firm commitment that will support Dr. Bawumia for the November 4th elections. And I believe that...
You will support Dr. Bawumia?
Yes, I believe that he will make a good president. I've said that.
So Sly is moved on from...
Alan is not in the race. He's not in the race. Yes. And I have to make a choice. Okay. I have to move on. The party has to move on.
So Dr. Bawumia is now your...
Of course. And candidate. I think that, from the look of things, he will make a better president. And all of them, anybody who wins will make a better president than John Mahama. Okay. And I think that under the circumstances, we should all rally behind Dr. Bawumia for 2024.
All right.
And I've engaged extensively my constituency executives, people within and without. I think that I'm making a firm commitment that will support Dr. Bawumia for the November 4th elections. And I believe that...
You will support Dr. Bawumia?
Yes, I believe that he will make a good president. I've said that.
So Sly is moved on from...
Alan is not in the race. He's not in the race. Yes. And I have to make a choice. Okay. I have to move on. The party has to move on.
So Dr. Bawumia is now your...
Of course. And candidate. I think that, from the look of things, he will make a better president. And all of them, anybody who wins will make a better president than John Mahama. Okay. And I think that under the circumstances, we should all rally behind Dr. Bawumia.
As that was, did you know about that?
No, I have actually not seen it.
Didn't Tech talk to you about it?
No.
But he's following your lead.
Well, I'd like to believe that I've set a trend, and I would urge all folks in the party to take that same tangent and support the party, because we would rather be in office as a party than be in opposition. So if you have that big picture, then you will not get petty and follow your heart. And he did very well. I didn't speak to him. We have not conferred. As a matter of fact, I'm just watching it now. But Paul, it takes boldness, and it also takes humility, because you need to understand.
A lot of humility, I agree.
Yeah, it takes humility. If you're not strong, people with egos will just sit on the fence, and the party will move on, because you are not superior than the party.
You're sure about that?
Oh, yes.
The party will move on without
The party will move on. It has to, because the party is supreme. The New Patriotic Party is what we joined. We didn't join a person. So all these other sentiments and people you will see will follow the lead, and they'll follow with their experience, they'll follow with their acumen, and they'll also follow with their resources. So that's what Ghana needs. You know, you don't sit and fold your arms because you're moping about someone you loved and helped and he has stepped out. That will not show a team player spirit. I prefer people to come out as boldly as I have, and my brother Sly and others to follow suit. So we move together in tandem. He to the call of Sammy Uku and others beyond Sammy. Others too were calling from behind the scenes. And that's the spirit of the party. That is the spirit of the party. You've been around 98, Kufuor and Akufo-Addo. Right after, they all moved together. So what is the issue? Your follower, your contender has stepped out. So do you sit on the fence? Paul, I would not. That would be wickedness. You need to join the cause of the party, and it's to break the